viewers. I am Jagan, Associate Professor, K.M. College of Pharmacy. In anatomy physiology, today topic is endocrine gland. Before we discuss about the endocrine gland, let's see about the basic of the glands and the hormones. See, in our body function is maintain the balance mechanism. For example, maintain the blood sugar level, maintain the blood pressure, body temperature. This all the balance mechanism is maintained by the two mechanisms. First one is a nervous mechanism, the second one is a hormonal mechanism. This nervous mechanism, the balance of our body function is maintained through nervous, and in hormonal mechanism our body function maintain the balance through hormones. These are the two mechanisms important to maintain our body functions. For example, maintenance of the blood sugar level. For the person, blood sugar should be in the range of 100. It is maintained by this both mechanism, nervous mechanism and the hormonal mechanism. Same like blood pressure, the body temperature, and the other balance mechanism. We call it the homeostasis. This homeostasis is maintained by nervous mechanism and hormonal mechanism. In this topic, endocrine system, we discuss about the second mechanism, that is called hormonal mechanism. What do you mean by this hormonal mechanism, or this hormone, how it maintain the balance in our body? See here, glands. What do you mean by glands? Gland is a simple group of secretory cells or clusters of cells. Here many cells are present here in group. This group of cells secrete a substance called hormone. Hormone is a chemical substance. So here the group of cell, it secrete the substance, it secrete the chemical substance called hormones. See, this hormone enter into the blood vessels and it circulate our body and maintain the body functions. This hormone, if this hormone secrete directly into the blood vessels without any mediator, you can see here, this from this group of cells, the hormone secrete and it directly enter into the blood vessels without any mediator or without any duct like a substance. This gland is the endocrine gland. Otherwise, we call it a ductless gland. Without any duct, this hormone secrete directly into the blood vessels. And another type of glands, that is called exocrine gland or exocrine system. This gland secrete the substance through duct-like a substance. That's why we call it a duct gland. And it secrete the substance through tube-like a duct-like a structure and enter into the particular part and it throughout the body. Mostly these substances are juice-like a substance. Here mostly is the hormones. See the difference? Endocrine and exocrine. Endocrine gland is the ductless gland. Here is the duct gland. In endocrine gland, it secretes the hormone directly into the blood without any mediator or without any tube like a substance. In exocrine gland, it secretes the substance through tube like a structure, that would be called it's a duct. In this endocrine gland, how this hormone secrete without any assist? It secrete through the mechanism that is called diffusion. All of you are aware of diffusion. What do you mean by diffusion? Movement of the substance from higher concentration to lower concentration. This is some basic things about the gland. So gland is nothing but a group of cells and it secretes a substance called hormone. It is secreted by two different ways. The first way, it secretes directly into the blood vessels without any assistance. This gland is called endocrine gland. And sometimes this substance enter into the blood vessel with the help of some tube-like a structure. This is called exocrine gland. So we have two types of glands in our body. One is exocrine gland and another one is the endocrine gland. We have discussed about the some basic of the glands and the hormone. What's the need of the hormone in our body? And we have two types of glands in our body. The first one is endocrine gland and the second one is exocrine glands. These are the few examples of the endocrine gland present in our body. Examples of pituitary gland. It's a major gland. We call it a master of gland. It is in our brain. And the thyroid gland. It is present in the neck area. And the adrenal gland. It is present over the kidney. And the pineal gland, thymus gland, and pineal gland is also in the brain. And the thymus gland, it is in the chest area near the heart and the corners. We call it the sex organs. And some example for the exocrine gland, salivary gland, sweating gland, and one more gland we have. It's an important one. It's a pancreas. The pancreas is a special type of gland. Why we call it a special type of gland? Because it acts as endocrine gland and exocrine gland. It's the only gland in our body act as endocrine gland and exocrine gland. Or we can say the act as or it have exocrine function and endocrine function. See, these are the major glands present in our body. And endocrine glands, discuss about pituitary glands. We call pituitary gland is the master of gland. Why we call it the master of gland? Because this gland controls the other gland present in our body. That's why we call it the master of gland. For example, it controls the thyroid gland, and it controls the adrenal gland, it controls the gonads. So we call the pituitary gland, it's a master of gland. And let's see the location of this pituitary gland. And you'll see what are the hormones secreted, what are the functions of this hormone. This pituitary gland is located in our brain, hypophyseal fossa, the name of the region. It is present in the hypophyseal fossa. This region present over the sphenoid bone. Here is one small gap is there. In this gap only the P-shaped pituitary glands are located, and this gland present just below the hypothalamus. See, pituitary gland is the master of gland. Why we call it the master of gland? Because it controls other gland present in our body, and it is located in our brain, hypophyseal fossa, and over the sphenoid bone and below the hypothalamus. And see here, this is the enlarged diagram of the pituitary gland. See, above the hypothalamus is there, below the pituitary gland is there. This pituitary gland have two regions. The first one is the posterior pituitary gland, and another one is the anterior pituitary gland. From this diagram, you can note that pituitary gland located below the hypothalamus, and this pituitary gland have two regions. One is on posterior area, another one is on anterior area, and one is on back side, another one is on front side. If it is the posterior area, this secretion of this pituitary hormone is controlled by the another one part is called hypothalamus. We call pituitary is the master of gland, but the secretion of the pituitary gland is controlled by the hypothalamus. How it controlled? by two mechanisms. One is through the nervous mechanism and the second one is through the blood vessels. See here, this hypothalamus control the secretion of posterior pituitary gland through the nervous. That's why this gland is otherwise called neurohypophysis, because this hypothalamus controls the secretion of posterior pituitary gland through nervous. But here is totally different. The anterior pituitary gland, secretion of this anterior pituitary gland controlled by the hormone through these blood vessels. How would it control? We secrete the one hormone that is called, it's a special type of hormone. This is called releasing hormone. This releasing hormone secrete from hypothalamus. See, hypothalamus secretes the releasing hormone and it passes via this blood vessels and it stimulates the anterior pituitary gland. That's why it is called adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis is nothing but because this hormone secretes through the blood vessels. That's why it is called adenohypophysis. But here it is different. The control of the secretion is take place through the nervous system. That's why it is called neurohypophysis. So, pituitary gland, there are two lobes. One is posterior pituitary gland and another one is the anterior pituitary gland. Both lobe, anterior and posterior lobe, secretion of the hormone controlled by the one more part that is called hypothalamus. This is about the pituitary gland structures. Now let's come to them. What are the hormone it secretes? See here, from this you can make, see here, two different. Anterior pituitary gland it secretes the 6 different hormones, and the posterior pituitary gland it secretes 2 different hormones. Let's see one by one. The first one, let's come to the anterior pituitary hormone. How this hormone secrete? When you stimulate, whenever that the hypothalamus get active, it is release the one hormone that is called releasing hormone. Then this releasing hormone stimulate the anterior pituitary gland. Then this anterior pituitary gland it secretes the 6 different types of hormone. The first hormone is the growth hormone, and name itself denotes its function. It is essential for the growth of the human body. Growth means the growth of the 2 things are important. One is bone and another one is the muscles. So this growth hormone, anterior pituitary growth hormone, very essential for the growth of our body cells, particularly bones and muscles. And the second hormone is a thyroid stimulating hormone. And the name itself it mentions this hormone stimulates the thyroid gland. See here, thyroid gland it secretes the hormone when it gets the instruction from the anterior pituitary gland. There is no, it can't release the hormone spontaneously. The secretion of this thyroid hormone depends on the information from the anterior pituitary gland. This thyroid stimulating hormone is responsible for the growth and stimulate the thyroid gland. And the third hormone, it is the adenocorticotropin hormone. We call it ACTH, adenocorticotropin hormone. And this is also act on one more gland, that is adrenal gland. This hormone act on the adrenal gland. We can say this hormone stimulate and growth the adrenal gland. And from the adrenal gland, the hormone, it secretes some hormones like glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids and androgen hormone. The secretion of this hormone depend on the adenocorticotropin hormone. So, the adenocorticotropin hormone used to control it stimulate the growth and release of hormones adrenal gland. Adrenal gland is located over the kidney. And the fourth one is the prolactin hormone. We call it a milk secreting hormone. This is for female, and where it acts on the female breast myoepithelial cell. The myoepithelial cell in the female breast fat cells. When this cell contract, it releases the milk. So this hormone is essential for the release of the milk from the breast. And these are the two hormones. One is the FSH, another one is called the follicle stimulating hormone, and the last one the luteinizing hormone. These both hormones act on the sexual organs of male and female. This is a hormone common to male and female. These both hormones act on the male and the female. What is the use of this hormone? The both hormones are essential for the growth of the male and female sex hormone, and it stimulates the secretion of the male and female sex hormone. For example, male is a testosterone and the female estrogen and progesterone. These are the functions of the anterior pituitary gland. See, anterior pituitary gland, it secretes 6 different types of hormone. The first one is a growth hormone, and it is essential for the growth of our body cells, particularly bones and the muscles. And the second one is a thyroid stimulating hormone. It stimulates the growth and release of the hormones from thyroid gland. And the third one is the adenocorticotropin hormone, or we call it the ACTH. It stimulates the adrenal gland, and it stimulates the release of the hormone from adrenal gland. And the fourth one is a prolactin. It stimulates the breast myoepithelial cell and release the milk. And the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. These are the two hormones essential for the growth of the male and the female sexual hormone, it also increases the secretion of the male and female sex hormone. This is about the anterior pituitary gland. See, when the anterior pituitary gland hormone secretes, when it gets the instruction from the hypothalamus, how it gets the information from the hypothalamus? Through the hormone that is called the releasing hormone. Hypothalamus releases the releasing hormone and it stimulates the anterior pituitary gland, and this anterior pituitary gland, it secretes these 6 different types of hormone. Now come to the next one, that is the posterior pituitary gland. This is the neurohypophysis, we call it, because this is fully nervous system. When the hypothalamus stimulates these nerves, it stimulates the posterior pituitary gland. And this posterior pituitary gland secretes the 2 hormones. One is oxytocin and the second one is the vasopressin. One is oxytocin and the second one is the vasopressin. What is the use of this oxytocin? This oxytocin is acting on 2 parts of the woman. It's mostly acting on the woman's. The first one is it will act on the breast, and the second one it act on the uterus. The first one, it act the breast and increase the milk secretion. After baby delivery, this hormone, oxytocin, stimulate the breast and stimulate the milk secretion in woman for lactate, and it also acting on the uterus. It is very essential. It is essential during the delivery of the baby. See, whenever baby delivery takes place, only because of this oxytocin. This oxytocin stimulate this uterus smooth muscles. The oxytocin stimulate the smooth muscles of uterus, and the uterus contraction. Once it contraction, it releases the baby, we call it a delivery. So, this oxytocin also essential for the delivery or labor. These are the 2 functions of oxytocin. One is essential for the milk secretion, and the second one is essential for the delivery by acting on the uterus of the female. And the second one is the vasopressin. And another name of this vasopressin is the ADH. AD means antidiuretic hormone. Diuresis means increase the urine output. Anti means it opposite. That's why the hormone function is it decrease the urine output. It decrease the urine output by act on the kidney nephron. By act on the kidney nephron. How would it decrease the urine output? It increase the sodium and water reabsorption in renal tubules of nephron. So increase the volume. Once you increase the volume, increase the blood volume, it will decrease the urine output. So very simple, vasopressin decrease the urine output by act on the nephron of the kidney. This is about the posterior pituitary gland. Posterior pituitary gland, it is secrete the two hormones. The first hormone is the oxytocin and the second hormone is the vasopressin. Oxytocin have the two function. The first one is it stimulate the breast and it stimulate the milk secretion after delivery. The second one is it act on the uterus during delivery and helpful to deliver the baby. And the second hormone is the vasopressin. It is otherwise known as ADH. ADH means anti-diuretic hormone. And what is the function? It decreases the urine output. How would it decrease the urine output? By act on the nephron. But act on the nephron by increase the sodium and water reabsorption in the renal tubules. This is about the pituitary gland and it is hormone. See here, anterior 6 hormone and posterior 2 hormone. Totally 8 hormone it is secreted from the pituitary gland. This is about the pituitary gland's hormones. Just once again I recall this, all those things. Pituitary gland is one of the important or major endocrine gland. We call it the master of gland. Why we call it the master of gland? Because it controls the other gland present in our body. And where this is located? It is located in the hypophyseal fossa. I mean, it's the region of the sphenoid bone in the brain below the hypothalamus. Below the hypothalamus. And this pituitary gland is divided into two lobes. One is the anterior pituitary gland and another one is the posterior pituitary gland. Anterior pituitary gland, otherwise known as adenohypophysis. Why? Because it is fully made up with the blood vessels. The secretion of this anterior pituitary gland is controlled by the hypothalamus through the hormone that is called releasing hormone. And it secretes 6 different types of hormone. The first one is the growth hormone. It is essential for the growth of our body cells, particularly bones and muscles. And the second one is the thyroid stimulating hormone. This hormone stimulates the growth and release of the thyroid hormone. The third one is the adenocorticotrophin hormone. It acts on the adrenal glands present over the kidney and stimulate and growth of the adrenal gland. And the prolactin hormone, it stimulate the release of the milk from the breast, and follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. These two hormones essential for the growth of the sexual hormone. These are the 6 hormones from the anterior pituitary gland of the pituitary gland. Now come to the posterior pituitary gland. The secretion of this posterior pituitary gland is controlled through the nervous. That's why it is called neurohypophysis. That hypothalamus stimulates the nervous, and this nervous stimulates the posterior pituitary gland, and this posterior pituitary gland secretes the 2 hormones. One is oxytocin and another one is the vasopressin. Oxytocin has the 2 functions. First one is act on the breast and stimulate the milk secretion after baby delivery, and the second one is it act on the woman uterus and it help the delivery of the baby during labor, and the second one is the vasopressin. Vasopressin, otherwise called ADH. ADH is nothing but the anti-diuretic hormone. What is the functions of the hormone? This hormone decreases the urine output by act on the nephron of kidney. That's all. This is about the pituitary gland. And now let's see about the disorders of the pituitary glands. I mean, what are the deficiency? What are the disease it produce when the pituitary gland hormone imbalance? Main pituitary gland hormone is the growth hormone. All of you aware. When this hormone increase the growth hormone, I mean, if the person have the excessive secretion of the growth hormone, it leads to jaundice and acromegaly. In this jaundice, this disease occurs mostly with children. and this person have the long and tall person, long bones, excessive growth of their face, feet, and the hand, everything. So the body, they have the tall person than normal person, and the same condition it happen in adult. This condition is known as acromegaly. This secretion of the during the childhood, this person is normal, and when adult stage the person start to have the excessive secretion of growth hormone. This condition is known as acromegaly. Again, the person tall, particularly his face is somewhat big than other normal persons. This is about the excessive secretion of the growth hormone. And now come to the deficiency or the less secretion of the growth hormone. This condition is known as dwarfism. I mean, the person is short and the person's have small muscles, and there is no growth of the body cells, particularly bones. That's why the person is short. This is known as dwarfism. These are the three important diseases occur in the pituitary gland. One is the gigantism, acromegaly, and dwarfism. These two diseases because of the excessive secretion of the growth hormone, and here is the dwarfism occur because of the deficiency of the growth hormones than normal. And this is about the endocrine gland, pituitary glands. Thank you, audience. Please subscribe and like, share.